So you got a pizza oven for Christmas. What's next? In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about the essential items that you need to make the best pizza. What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to my pizza channel. It's the Pizza Guy John, and today's video we're going to be talking to you about everything about making pizza from home. And now that you got a pizza oven for Christmas, so let's go inside and let's get started. All right, so now before we get to talking about what I think is the important part of making pizza, the dough, comment down below and tell me what type of oven do you have. So what I think is really important about making pizza now that you have your oven is the dough. Dough is honestly, to me, I think the most important part of a pizza. Without a good dough, basically you just have, toppings. So the dough is going to be, like I said, the important part, and there's a lot of things that come to making dough, but the most important thing about the process is finding out what works best for you. There's many videos online. I prefer a poolish method, which is basically just a pre-ferment method. I will post the tab up above. But there's different methods. Like I stated, there is a direct method, which is basically a same day dough, which is basically made in the same day and consumed in the same day. You got a poolish, which is again another pre-ferment, and usually it's about a 24-hour process dough. It's done in two parts. You got a biga, which is also another two-part process as well. And these usually are better for your stomach. They taste better. Or if you're looking to do a sourdough, then you get your sourdough starter. Right, so there's different kinds of flour that you can buy. Again, it's whatever's available to you in your area is what, is gonna work. The most common dough or flour that you could find in your store is most likely gonna be a bread flour or an all-purpose flour as well. Both also are good for making pizza. So those are perfect as well. Or you could buy a 00 flour, which I have in here. I've gotten this from a local restaurant store. You could buy small bags off of Amazon, but I've purchased a 50-pound bag, which I have in a big bucket in the back, as well as I keep it stored in here. It's stored tight, but a 00 flour is good. It's again what they use in Italy. Again, this is used a lot in Neapolitan style dough. Right, so now that we've talked about the flour that you're going to need, let's talk about what we're going to use to get the dough to basically leaven. So basically what this is a yeast. This is an active dry yeast, which basically means that you have to activate it before to get it going. So you use water, this yeast, and a little bit of sugar to kind of get it alive, get it going. This is perfect. This is again something commonly found in all stores. They also have instant. Another form of yeast is going to be what basically what bakers use. This is a fresh yeast, so it comes in a big block like this. Again, this is not something that you're going to be able to find in your local stores, but if you ask a baker, maybe they'll give you some. But this is something that if you do have like a restaurant supply store, something that you could also buy. It comes in a big block, and this also works perfect. Or what most people were doing during the pandemic was a sourdough. So this is the mother yeast. And so again, if you have a sourdough starter, you could use and make this with your pizzas. When mixing pizza dough, you could be done in a couple different ways. One, a lot of people just use their hands to mix their dough, kneading their flour, which is perfectly fine. But a lot of people also have KitchenAids in their house. This is just a small stand-up mixer. This is good for using or making small dough batches. So you have this here that you can use, or if you want to spend the money, get a big guy. This is going to be a big mixer. It's a spiral mixer, so you could do up to about 8 kilograms. So pretty big size bag of flour in this mixer. This is perfect for pop-ups that you do, big parties. So this is going to be something as well that you could use as well. But like I said, if you don't have that available to you, a small mixer works perfect, or just your hands. Now that we've talked about the dough, let's talk about the items that you're going to need. So don't get overwhelmed with all the items that you do see here. Again, some of the items you'll get over time, some items you already have laying around in your kitchen. So a couple of things that you're gonna really need, and most likely that you have, you're gonna need some measuring cups to measure out your water, your flour. So again, a small one and a big one works perfect. You got the ounces on one side, so that's perfect for that. The next item, again, that you most likely already have is going to be measuring cup. So this is perfect for measuring out your flour. You could also use this for your salt, you know, all your dry ingredients. This is going to be perfect for that. And you have your teaspoons and all that here as well. So you have a couple different sizes to measure out your ingredients. I normally like to use a scale. It's more precise. And so you have two different scales here. This one's going to be a small scale, you know, for small ingredients, small doughs. And then you have a big scale here. This scale can grow weigh up to about 22 pounds. So this is perfect for whenever you're, you know, having large pizza parties. So this is a big scale. And again, a scale is good to measure out in grams. Again, it is precise and it is going to be better overall whenever you are measuring out your ingredients. With that, you also need bowls, and again, you have a couple different size bowls here that you could use. Small bowl, again, you know, you could use for measuring out your salt, your flour, your yeast, up until a big dough, or up until your big bowl where you can measure and basically mix all your ingredients, your flour, your water. So that's perfect. Again, you also can get a bigger bowl here. This is stainless steel, and again, this is perfect for measuring out large quantity flour and mixing everything. So again, that's perfect for that part. Again, if you're just doing small parties, you know, this is perfect as well. So let's move that. A couple other things that you're going to be needing, and really cheap to buy, is going to be a dough scraper. This is plastic. This is good for you know, getting any of the excess flour off of your work area. This is also good if you are getting your dough, so that's perfect. This is also another dough scraper. This is a metal one, so this is also good for cutting dough, also for scraping as well. And then you have one of these scrapers. This is a dough scraper. This is a Dough-Mate scraper. This comes with a dough tray that I'm going to be showing here shortly. But this is also a good scraper as well. It has a handle, so it's easy to grab your dough. Next items that you're definitely going to need, and most likely you have one of these in your house already. Everyone has one. If not, this is a pizza cutter. This is perfect for cutting your pizza. As you can see, it does have a handle on there as well. Ooni does have one, and I'll put the link down below, and I do have that one as well. And a spoon and a ladle. A spoon is just going to be used for grabbing your tomato sauce. This is perfect just for that. Or if you want to be precise on measuring out consistency for tomatoes, this is also going to be, this is a 3-ounce ladle. So again, if you want to be consistent with each pizza, 3-ounce ladle works perfect. If you get bigger pizzas, of course you get bigger ladles as well, but this is perfect for a small 12-inch pizza. Talking about sauces and everything like that, you could use blender, immersion blender like this. Again, it's pretty inexpensive to buy. That's just going to break up your tomatoes, but if you don't have one of these work just perfect. Putting them into a bowl of about, let's say, this size right here, putting your tomatoes in there and crushing them by hand, that works perfect as well. So that's good. Proofing your dough is an important item, and so normally you could buy some of these small containers online. Amazon sells them. They're just meal prep containers. As you can see, it's round, so if you have one dough ball in here, which is what I do, again, it keeps it, you know, round. You could also buy square ones, which is also totally fine, but a round one works perfect for keeping your dough as a nice round circle. If you don't have any of those, usually you do have cooking trays in your house. So if you do have a cooking tray, if you are making 5-6 pizzas, basically you can lay them all out here, cover with cling film, foil, a towel, and this works perfect for also keeping your dough together and proofing it. So that's also works good. And we're going to show you what a dough tray looks like, or a dough or proofing tray. So this is going to be a dough mate tray. Again, it comes with the spatula, dough scraper. It comes with two, so you get two of these with the lid. And so basically this can fit about 8 small dough balls, so maybe around 200 to about 220 grams. If you're looking for bigger dough balls, around 270, 280, you know, higher than that, then you'll be able to fit about 6 in here, 4. So just kind of really depending how big. But these work perfect. Like I said, they are food safe grade, and they are plastic. So again, this is perfect for keeping your dough in here while you're making your pizzas. Another thing that you want to have is a cooling rack. In between making pizzas, you could put a pizza on here that you already have made. It allows it to cool down. If you put it on a plate, the moisture from the pizza will get the dough soggy. So if you have one of these are perfect. As you can see, there's some holes in here, squares, so that allows it to breathe and not get soggy, and it basically kind of keeps that crispiness of that pizza. So this is perfect to have if you do have one. Well, let's talk about pizza pills. Pizza pills are important to have. Ooni does have a couple options. They have their classic Ooni pill here, which is stainless steel. This you know, sometimes does come with the ovens as kind of like a package deal. This was the first pill that I got. As you can see, it is pretty small, but it is 12-inch, so you could put a 12-inch pizza on here and use that, you know, if you have that. Like I said, it's very inexpensive. Or Ooni does also have wooden bamboo pills as well. So this is a 12-inch pill. They have 14, 16 is going to be their biggest, but this is also good to use. That's also doubles as a cutting board, which is also nice. So I do have a video on a pizza pill. So the classic pizza pill versus this pizza pill. So I'll link it up above if you want to check that out. But this is also going to be you know, something that you can have that you would like. Or if you want to spend a little extra money, this is a GI metal pill. It is perforated, which means that whenever you put your pizza on here, any of the excess flour does come off, which is nice. You don't want to have a lot of flour in your oven, which turns to burn and get off a little bit of a bitterness. So this is perfect to have. Like I said, it is the GI metal. It does have a small handle, so it's perfect for launching your pizzas, taking your pizzas out. This is the 12-inch, so it can fit in basically any size Ooni oven that you do have. So this is perfect for that, easy to clean. All right, and one other item that you do want to have, you know, just to make sure that you're staying consistent. And again, like I said, making pizzas, it, you know, comes with lots of practice and just basically having fun with it, is you want to kind of have a notebook. And basically this is just something that you can use to keep track of dough recipes that you've tried, and, you know, kind of see what works for you, what doesn't work for you, you know, what you need to change, what you need to take away. So this is good to kind of just keep track of, you know, your progress. And again, just a plain notebook that you could buy, or, you know, anything online. So whatever works for you, but having some type of notebook to keep notes of your dough recipes and, you know, certain things, this works perfect. All right, so you have your pizza oven all set up, whether you're using a table. Ooni has a table as well that you could buy, or you have it on a other type of table, wooden table. One table that I wouldn't recommend would be a plastic table, as these ovens do get hot from the bottom and it could possibly melt your table. So you want to stay away from anything plastic, but if you do have anything metal, works perfect. This table that I do have here does have some wheels, so whenever it's windy, you know, weather's not good, I'm able to move it around. A couple of things that you do want to make sure that you do have with your oven, and like I said, it's not necessary that you have it right now, but it's something that you do want to get at some point, would be a infrared thermometer gun. And basically what this does is shoots a laser into your oven, and it can tell you how hot your oven is. This works perfect for making sure that your oven is at the temp that you want it to be to make your perfect pizza. Roughly you want to be between 800 to 900. Anything higher than that is also perfect, but like I like to cook around 800 to about 850, right in the center. So as you can see, it does shoot a laser in there, and you can kind of just see you know, the hottest point of your oven to make sure maybe you want to stay away from that part, or maybe you want to put it over there. This works perfect for that. And again, you could buy one of these on the Ooni website, which I will post a link down below, or you can, you know, get one basically from anywhere. Amazon would be another best place as well. Another thing that you do want to have as well is a brush, a wire brush, and this is again for any spills that you have, cleans up any messes. As you can see, it does have a scraper here, which is perfect, like I said, for getting in there and kind of scraping off any you know, flour, any cheese spills, you know, a tear that you may get. This, you know, is definitely something that will save your life. So Ooni does have one on their website, and I will link that below. Another thing, again, not necessary, but definitely it is good to have a turning peel. This was a turning peel that I did get off of Amazon, pretty cheap. I will post an affiliate link down below to the Ooni website, where they do have a turning peel. But again, this is good for putting your turning peel in and basically turning your oven to make sure that, you know, you're not burning. So now that we've gotten all this stuff out and we know what you need with your oven, let's go ahead and take a look and see what else we need, or let's get going to making a pizza. All right, so now that we've talked about the dough, we've talked about the tools that you need to make pizza, we've talked about the tools that you can use for your oven. Now let's get going and let's make some pizza. I'm sure you're super excited, whether you made your own dough from home, you went to the store and bought it, or you went to your local pizzeria. It's time to get going. The oven has now been turned on. It's going to preheat now for about 30 minutes. We'll check on that here shortly. But in the meantime, you want to make sure that you are ready so that when the oven's done and ready to go, you're ready to make pizza. So the first thing that you always want to do is you want to make sure that you have your dough out and that it is getting up to room temperature. So this has been sitting out now for a couple hours. I have this in the container here, so it's just going to be one dough. You also want to get your toppings ready. So this is going to be my pepperonis that I'm going to have, so I'm going to put those here. You also want to get your cheese ready, whether you're using shredded cheese or you're doing cut cheese like I do here. I cut this into pieces and paste into a container. So here's the cheese is ready. And you want to have your sauce ready as well. So I have that sauce here. Again, this is just crushed tomatoes. You could do whole tomatoes and crushed by hand. This is done by a blender. You want to have your ladle ready for your sauce, and then your semolina or flour ready, so that again, whenever you get going to stretching, you have that ready. So let's go ahead and put this in the way that I like it. And again, the way I like to work is going to be from this area going this way. So always the sauce will go first, you get your cheese, and then your toppings. So everything here is ready. So when the oven's done, preheating 30 minutes, we're ready to make pizza. So we'll be back shortly. All right, so the oven's been preheating now for 30 minutes. Before I get a pizza cooked, one thing that I like to do is kind of just do a little clean. This is again from any pizzas that I made, possibly, you know, a couple of days before. But again, for your first time with your pizza oven, you do want to give it a little bit clean. So this, what I'm using in here, is going to be a damp towel. You don't want anything to be super wet, but again, a damp towel, you're basically just kind of cleaning any residue off of the stone. And then you're taking a look at the oven, and we're looking about 850 in the middle. So this is perfect. The stone is perfect. Again, if you don't have a thermometer gun, totally fine. Just like I said, give it about 20 to 30 minutes preheat, and that way you know that you are ready to go. So now that that's ready, let's go ahead and get inside and let's make a pizza. All right, so now that we're ready to make a pizza, let's go ahead and get all of the tops taken off of our items here that we're going to be using. And what you want to do is you want to kind of get your semolina or your flour, and you want to put it down on the base of your cooking area, prepping area. Get your dough, and you're just going to flop this down into your semolina. And so let's get that. And you may need to give it a little pull, but you're just getting that flopped in. You want to turn it over a couple times and remember which is the top part. And so now that we have it there, you're basically just pushing down on it. You're building out that crust, and then you flip it over and get a little bit more semolina on there. And again, you're just pushing out on it. flip it back onto your hands. And again, you could, stretch the pizza however you choose. This dough is pretty soft, so we're not going to stretch it too much. But again, practice, figure out what works for you as far as stretching it. Get your sauce down, and you're just putting it in the center, and you're going around and in a circle with it. All right. And then your cheese goes down next. And you're just kind of spreading this around as wherever you choose. But one other tip is, now that you do have the sauce down, you have your cheese going, you do want to kind of be quick, because now the base of the crust can't stick to your counter surface. So again, you do want to be pretty quick with it. But again, that does come with practice and time. So we'll get that. And we're going to do some pepperonis. So let's just get a couple pepperonis on here. All right, so now that that is there, you want to go ahead and let's get some, again, flour or semolina onto your pill. Whether you're building the pizza on your pill, that's also totally fine. But again, you also always want to be quick with it. You want to pull that on there like that. Get this to the size of your pill. And again, what's good with this perforated pill is that the semolina does come off. And we're gonna go ahead and get this on to the oven. Again, it could be however, again with practice, but basically you want to put that in there and you just kind of want to wiggle that off, or you could also pull. Since the oven is on high, at this point you do want to turn it all the way down low, and you're not cooking on a high flame, so that you're not burning it. And you're kind of watching from the back to this end here, depending on your oven. If you have the Koda 12, you have just the flame in the back, so you're watching the crust. Like I said, on one side you want to give it about 20 seconds, 15 seconds on each side as you turn it. So we'll go ahead and give that just a couple of seconds. And as you can see, that's cooking. One other thing that I do recommend, if you do have your phone, pull the timer out on that as well, or if you just have like a kitchen timer, you're just kind of cooking it and being consistent so that you're not burning. Whenever you do spin it, you do put it back into the same area of your stone, because again, that is the hot part as well. And again, you're giving about 15 seconds on this side, putting it back into the same spot. Now, if you see that your crust is cooking a little bit quicker, that's not a problem at all. You could always turn the oven off completely and just let the residual heat from the stone cook the bottom. Also, if the bottom is not cooking as quick as you like, then that's a sign that, again, your stone isn't as hot as it should be. So again, about 30 minutes or so before you get cooking. And now at this point, you kind of just want to make sure that you are spinning it and watching where it's cooking at. As you can see, the crust is getting cooked really nice. The bottom is cooking nicely. You could always move it if it's cooking a little bit quicker. You could always move it to a different area that is also hot as well. And that will also cook the bottom of your pizza if you're turning it and moving it to a different spot as well. So this pizza is looking pretty good. Like I said, it cooks pretty quick. But again, you want to make sure that you are constantly moving it so that you're not, burning the crust. You want to have a consistent crust on it. You could also use your launching pill to get in there and take a look at it, which looks like this is looking pretty good. The bottom's looking nice and crispy. Top is good. So at this point, the pizza's ready. Whenever you get ready to build your next pizza, get your cooking pizza, turn the oven back onto hot. So we'll get this inside. And again, you want to get your cooling rack out and you want to put your pizza on the cooling rack. That way, again, you allow the pizza to cool so the bottom stays nice and crunchy. So we'll let that cool and then we'll be back. Alright, so I hope that you've enjoyed this video as much as if I enjoyed making it. As you can see, here's the pizza. It's cooked nicely all the way around. It's nice and crispy, which is what what you like. The bottom, if you take a look at it, it's nice and cooked all the way through. So again, this was cooked in the Koda 16. I'll post a link down below. It's an affiliate link to their website if you're interested in purchasing it. But again, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. And I hope that you enjoy cooking in your new pizza oven. If you have any questions, comment down below. Check out my Instagram at the Pizza Guy John, and I look forward to making more pizzas to come. Thank you.